All right, how's it going, everyone? It's Nick Atkin here. It's One Fight Night 39 Media Day. I'm live, and I'll be joined soon by my first guest, or should I say guests? I think we're going to have a double interview. How about that? With Asadula and Abdulla Dayakaev. The boys from Venom is, of course, very close. I'm just going to sort my volume out a little bit. There you go. A bit better for me. Yes, they're very, always cornering each other, always hanging out. But I think the purpose of this is because Asadullah is not too confident in his English, so we're going to have to ask Abdullah if he'll kindly translate for him. So we do it together. But yeah, stick around. Plenty of other fighters will be coming in to chat. The list is in the description here if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook, I don't think you can see the description on X, but it is there. I'll just read it off for you anyway. The order, this is how it will be in order, but things could change. They usually do change on media day. People come in before others, this and that. But as scheduled, we will kick off with Abdullah and Asadullah. Then we got Rambolek, Kongthoranee, Chihiro Sawada, Bokang Masunyane, and Mohammad Siasarani. So you guys are lucky. 8 interviews as it stands. We'll be here for a couple of hours, it looks like. So hope you enjoy it. Get yourself a coffee, a tea, whatever you like. And yeah, get ready for some fight night action. Well, not action, just interview action. I've already spoken to a few others on the card. If you were watching last week, you will have seen I talked to Helena Kriva and Chase Mann, Natalie Salcedo, and Tashaya Noelani Alo. You can check out a couple of articles as well. I've written about them on BangkokPost.com. I put Helena up and Chase Mann. I'll be doing Natalie's and Tashaya's as well this week. And we'll see if we can't write something from today's interviews. We'll see what people say. But first of all, we'll go to the chat. Remember, guys, feel free to ask questions. This is your time to be the interviewer. If you've ever fantasized about cosplaying or whatever as an MMA reporter, MMA journalist, interviewer, get your questions in to these guys and girls. I will get them over to them. Yeah, I'll ask a few, but I'm always happy to throw your questions in as well. Chester, one of my members, shout out to Chester. How you doing? I think can't wait to watch in the morning. Yeah, it's a bit late for you over in Canada. So, if it is too late over that side of the world, just watch again, like Chester, in the morning on the replay. And then, yeah, you can't ask your questions, but you can leave them here now if it's going to be too long. Throw a few in. I'll try and get back to them. We are here, says NG. Currently sick, but ready for this. I hope you're feeling better soon, NG. And yes, quick recovery. Thanks for tuning in regardless. Hopefully this helps you get through the day. I've been there myself when you're sick and you got nothing to do. It's always fun to have a bit of content to watch. Absolutely. Here we go, says Aiden Ong. Exactly. Like Dom Lau says, here we go. One Fight Night 39 Media Day is upon us. In between interviews, I'm sure there'll be a bit of downtime. So, again, get your questions in. If you want to talk about topics that aren't related to the fighters, we can discuss those as well. I don't think there's, sorry, my voice is sounding weird. I don't think there's much other news for me to talk about. I'll have a look though, what I posted. Maybe a couple of fights that have been announced in the last couple of days. Rambolek versus Daniel Puertas. Good to see Daniel Puertas back in one championship. I always liked him. And he fought Superlek for the flyweight kickboxing belt, if you do remember. I think it was either inaugural or vacant, maybe inaugural. But that was January 2023, Impact Arena, great fight. I always thought they could do more with Puertas. Yeah, I was sad to see him go. I think he went to Glory or K1. I can't remember. Let's have a little look. But he's back. He's going to fight Lam Namulek on one Friday fights 141, which is February 6th. I won't be there, sadly. Not this week. But yeah, I'll be flying out tomorrow to Bangkok. And we'll be there for the weigh-ins and the Friday fights, face-offs, Friday fights, and Fight Night 39. As always, a hectic 2 or 3 days. Yes, Daniel Puertas left one championship, went to Wu Lin Feng, Rise. Yeah, back in one, it looks like. Hasn't had the greatest time since leaving one either. Won one, lost a couple. Yeah, always a good fighter. I always enjoy watching him. But yes, we are good to go. Still waiting on the first interviews. They're talking to the Thai media for now, so I will entertain you as best as I can. I don't have much other news to discuss. Was anything? I didn't post last night. I think they did release another matchup for Friday Fights 140, which is next week, is it? I believe, yeah. Someone sent me it. Who was it? Good old Fi sent me the photo. Yeah, Antar Kassam gonna fight Rakid in bantamweight Muay Thai Friday, January 30. Friday Fights 140. So not too much news to report at the moment. Focus shifts, of course, to One Fight Night 39 this week. It is the first One Fight Night event of the year of 2026. It is the first One Championship show, shall we say, not One Lumpini of the year. And let's go run down the card. It's a decent card. It's taken a couple of late hits, which is a shame. Always a shame when you lose fights. And yeah, it's there's no title fight, which is a shame as well. But I like the main event. I like the co-main event. They should be good fights. Rambolek versus Abdulla Dayakaev. Kongthoranee versus Asadula Imangazaliev. Of course, if you remember, Rambolek and Abdulla Dayakaev were going to fight in November, I want to say. But Rambolek's hands were Dayakaev's hands, sorry, had an infection on it. Looked like staph infection. Yeah, I think he confirmed to me it was staph infection, and he pulled out of the fight on the morning. Bit bizarre. So they weighed in and all that. Then he flagged this issue to the doc, and yeah, they didn't clear him for the fight. Bit of frustration on Rambolek's side, but he wished Dayakaev a quick recovery, and they got the fight back on within a couple of months, which is good to see. You know, Dayakaev been knocking everyone out pretty much, apart from the odd IQ. And we've seen the power in his hands. Even at featherweight, he went up and just destroyed Nontachai. He's back down at bantamweight here now against Rambolek, and Rambolek is a solid top 5, or you would think top 5, top 10 at least, definitely top 10 guy in the division. Rambolek's been making noise. He wants Jonathan Haggerty. I don't think Haggerty will necessarily be looking down. He'd be looking up at Nabil. He want to get his belt back. So he may be waiting for that. But, the winner of this one, I would think, is pretty well positioned to, maybe get right in the mix for top 3, things like that, starting to move towards the belt. But the thing with Abdullah is he will not challenge Nabil in there, and as long as Nabil holds that belt. So he's kind of in limbo. I think Nabil will probably move up to featherweight next year. This might be his last year at bantamweight. I think he wants to win the kickboxing belt, defend the Muay Thai belt, and then maybe, make it official, go up to featherweight. He wants 6 belts. He's made that pretty clear. He wants 2 belts in bantamweight, 2 featherweight, and then 2 in lightweight, Muay Thai and kickboxing. So eventually he will end up at lightweight. But yeah, he's still able to make bantamweight without too much trouble, so it's not that bad for him. Sorry to say that to all of his rivals, because I'm sure a lot of these guys in bantamweight will be hoping he moves up as quick as possible. Aiden Ong back in the chat saying, wondering if One will ever come back to Singapore for an event. I really miss those events in Singapore. So do I, Aiden. I really miss being there. Love the Lion City. It's been 3 years nearly for me since I went. That Superlek Daniel Daniel Williams fight, March 2023. It was meant to be Superlek versus Rodtang, but Rodtang withdrew. Short notice replacement, Daniel Williams. Superlek defended the flyweight kickboxing belt. It was a fun event. I wasn't there for Stamp versus Ham. That was a bit later that year. That was the last time One did a Singapore event. So It has been, yeah, more than 2 years. September 2023. It's been nearly 2.5 years. So I hope you do get a show there soon, Aiden. I miss Singapore. I live in Hong Kong, not too far for me. Always a good week. I was enjoying my time there. One Championships headquarters is there as well. The office. I've been there, been to see it. It's very nice building, but it's usually I'm usually staying in the shadow of that building. I think it's called the Duo Tower, DUO, and I like to frequent the area next to it. I think it's called Arab Street or something. Yeah, it's got like the Arab Quarter. It's got some cool architecture, some hipster restaurants and bars, things like that. Very nice area. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back. Hopefully this year, but I don't know. Yeah, seems one is not particularly prioritizing Singapore anymore. It's all about Bangkok, isn't it? Which some people are very happy about, but others are not. Namely, those living in Singapore, like Aiden. But still waiting for the first interview. Sorry, guys, but I'm just gonna look down this card. Kongthoranee and Asadula. That's you know, talk about getting a welcome. Welcome to the deep end. Sink or swim. Asadula is getting a top 5 guy right off the bat at flyweight. I think he is good enough for that. We've seen him just run through everyone in Friday fights. To be honest, I think he could have got a contract a lot sooner, but as we've said before, contracts are not just handed out like confetti these days. You have to probably get about 8 fights in with some impressive knockouts. 2-3 years, do your time, because they need their stars as well. So Asadula, I'm sure, will be looking to make a big splash, and can he do the same to Kongthoranee as he's done to all these other guys? Kongthoranee is a lot tougher, perhaps you might think, than some of the opponents he's fought on Friday fights. He may not find it so easy to get a spectacular finish, but I'm sure Mehdi and Venom will be prepared for that and will be working on a game plan for him to win on points if he needs to. Isi Fiti Kefu and Chase Man, welterweight MMA. Another debut here. He didn't come through Friday fights, but Chase Man came through the American regional scene. This is a huge step up, though, in competition against Issy, who, if there were welterweight rankings, I think he'd be top 5. And another win here might put him in the mix for a title. You never know. You got Soldic, Kadestam, and him, I think, are the realistic ones for Christian Lee. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know when Christian's going to defend that belt. He still hasn't defended it since winning it in Singapore, November 2022, I think. So a long time for Christian. If he's not going to defend it next, and if it's a lightweight defense next, I would make an interim fight with, maybe Issy and Soldic, or if Issy wins this fight, or you could do Kadestam Soldic rematch. I think Kadestam, has to be in the conversation, even though he lost to Onglar. I mean, that was a middleweight fight, so I think Kadestam, just on the fact he knocked out Soldic, even though it was a long time ago now, May 2023 in Denver, still think he deserves to be in the conversation because of that win. So we'll see how it plays out. But Chase, man, I liked him. You can check out my interview with him last week or read the article on Bangkok Post. Really interesting guy. He's been through a lot. His childhood was quite horrific, to say the least. Yeah, he was. You can read more about it in the article, but it involved parents who were struggling with addiction and he got arrested for vandalism as a 10-year-old, and then he went to a Christian correctional facility in Arkansas, which ended up being a very bad decision because he was physically abused by staff, and the whole place was shut down by the FBI. Crazy stuff. He started to get his life together around about 10 years ago, had his first child. Now he's just had his second child, and he's coming full circle here, and getting his biggest opportunity, 6-0, now stepping up to the global stage. So see what happens with Chase, man. I've never watched any of his fights other than the highlights, a couple of his knockouts. His last fight ended in 16 seconds. Can he do it to Issy Fitikefu? That's a whole another question. All right. Chihiro Sawada against Natalie Salcedo. This is another good one with big implications, I think, for the atomweight MMA division. Chihiro is, definitely a top 5. I think Natalie may even be top 5 herself, just off the back of that one win. This would definitely push her right in the mix for title shot. But it's a bit of a mess at the top there. We don't know what's going on. Stamps making her recovery still, in terms of making her full comeback in MMA. She's fought in kickboxing. I think wants to do Muay Thai next, MMA later this year. She's the former champ, obviously gave up the belt. Denise was the interim champ, moved up to divisional champ, whatever you want to call it, undisputed. But then herself pulled out of the fight with Ayaka in Japan. A long time before the fight, she withdrew. So we don't know what the injury was or whatever. Just said medical reasons. So we have no idea. And they haven't tried to rebook that fight since. Some people said she's been posting stuff from the gym, so maybe she's getting ready. And then, that's also Ayaka's in limbo. She's won 4 fights in a row, but is she going to get the next shot? Is there going to be an interim belt? I proposed this idea, these two fighting, and then maybe you have Zhang Jingnan and Ayaka fighting. And anyway, I think our interviews are here. We're going to bring them in. Hello, sir.
Hello, Nick.
How are you?
Good, wasn't you?
I'm okay. Good to see you. We've got Abdulla Dayakaev. I think we've got a double interview we're going to have here with Asadula
Hi,
as
brother.
well. How are you guys? Okay, the
Good,
connection
brother.
isn't great.
And you?
I'm good, yeah. Can you hear me? Is it all good? Is the connection okay?
Yes.
Let me just check. I think Fi may need to enter the room. One second. Hold on for a sec. Could you enter the chat again? Connection is a bit bad. Okay, I'm just sending Fi a message. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm just getting them to fix the connection. Connection's a little bit slow. The audio is a bit weird, so I will bring them back in a second. One sec. I'm going to call Fi. See, this is why I love doing the lives. It's always a bit of a technical difficulties are guaranteed, basically. So I'm calling Fi. It might be a second here before she sees the message. So calling her. Go on, Fi. Help us out. I don't think she picked up though. Oh, this is why we're winging it. We're winging it. Don't know what to do. Oh yeah, you love these meltdowns, don't you? When I'm live on air and we have technical difficulties. I'll try and just roll with it. The boys can hear me, but I don't think they can. All right, guys, we'll try and do it. Yeah, the connection isn't great, but I've asked Fi to see if she can fix the connection. But I'll start with Abdulla, if you can hear me, man. You are the main event. Your fight with Rambolek has been rebooked finally. Abdulla, how are you feeling going into this fight with Rambolek after it was cancelled a couple months ago? You must be happy to have it back.
Everything good, brother. I'm more hungry. I'm more preparing for this fight. I'm recovering after the last eating the end. Now everything good.
How are the hands? Yeah, you had a staph infection last time on the hands. Everything good with that?
Everything good.
That's good to hear. And your good friend Asadula right next to you, he's the co-main event against Kongthoranee. That is also a huge fight. This is his first fight after winning the contract. How is he feeling coming into this one on Saturday in Bangkok?
I'm feeling great. I wanna give good energy for Abdullah. Inshallah, I finish this fight, and after Abdullah finish this show.
Yeah, normally Asadula and Abdullah, both of you guys tend to get knockouts, tend to get bonuses. Do you feel you can do the same? Do you think you can get a finish here and maybe get a 50K? I'll start with you, Abdullah. Are you looking for the knockout, or you think you might have to get a decision win here?
I'm gonna give for my fans new record in one championship, not 24 seconds. Now be little bit small.
So what's the record? It's going to be like 20 seconds, 15 seconds,
Now maybe 10.
10. Oh my God. Asadula, what about you? Do you think you can knock out Kongthoranee? I don't think anyone has knocked him out in one championship. Is that going to be the first time we see that?
Of course, I can stop him because we training so hard, and we have surprise for stop him.
We have a surprise. Oh, well, I can't wait to see it. Is it different for you? Oh, sorry, go ahead. Is it different, Asadula? Normally you've been fighting on Fridays. How does it feel? You got the early morning fight this time. Is it a bit different for you? Have you changed anything?
Now it's okay. I feeling great. Before I come here with Abdullah when him fight first time, and after also I come with him, and now I understand everything how this work.
Abdullah, normally Asadula is in your corner, like he just said. He's with you. Maybe he won't be there this time. Who knows? He might be celebrating or doing his interviews. Are you prepared to fight without him in your corner? Is it going to be different?
No. After fight, he will wait me. After celebrate together.
Okay. And you won't be able to be in his corner. Asadula, how's it going to feel without Abdullah by your side for your fight? Is it going to be weird, or are you okay?
Backstage.
In backstage, we stay together, and after when I go fight, I have game plan, I work, and I wanna just give good energy for Abdullah, for him go and do.
Well, he says 10 seconds. What do you think? How soon do you think you can get the finish against Kongthoranee? 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds?
I don't know. I every second go for knockout.
What would it mean to get 50K? I know Abdullah has won the 50K bonus before. Would that be amazing for you to hear Mitch Chilson say $50,000? What would that feel like?
It's feeling amazing, brother. I wanna feeling this again this Saturday morning. I wanna Asadullah also feeling this everything.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys both win, you're going to be very close to the title shots. Asadullah, if you beat Kongthoranee, do you think you deserve to fight for the flyweight Muay Thai world title? Is that what you're thinking?
No, brother, I am ready for everything, but this one championship, if they give me this chance, of course I go. If he said I need beat one more opponent, no problem, I go.
Yeah, who do you think you would have to beat? Obviously, you have a tough fight first with Kongthoranee, but there's Akif Kuluzada, Rodtang is there, Nongo. Do you think you have to beat one of these guys next?
I don't care. I just do my work, but Nongo also legend. I can fight with him also. I keep him same in my gym. We not fight together. We will see after this fight.
Okay. And Abdullah, you obviously at the same gym too with Nabil, who's still the champion. You're not in any rush to fight him for the belt, are you? You still planning to wait for him to move up to featherweight before you fight for the title?
After this fight, I wanna fight for interim title.
Interim. Ooh.
Yes. I don't know who. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe give me super leg and higher to give for Nabil again. I want Nabil defense belt. Okay. I wanna see this after when I come, he go up.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind to see that. All right, guys. Thanks for speaking to me.
But Nick, I don't know
yeah.
why Felipe Lobo lose, Haggerty last fight lose, Super League last fight lose. Why not give interim now for me and Rambolek? I know this.
You think this fight should be interim title?
Of course, brother. Of course, we have 4-win strike, him and me.
Well, maybe the winner, yeah, will fight for the interim belt, and you can do it later in the summer. We'll see what Chatri thinks. I like the idea. I like that idea. It's a good idea. I think so.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah. Any final message to everyone, guys? What's going to happen on Saturday? Fight night 39. Are we going to see a couple of big knockouts?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, guys. That was Asadula and sorry, Abdullah. The connection isn't great. Sorry, and neither is my Russian, neither is their English. So we're bumbling through it a little bit. But I will have another interview coming up for you soon with who's next on the list. Can't remember. Rambolek, yeah. So we'll see when Fi is back from other interviews happening in the room over there. So yeah, I always love talking to the boys. They're great fun. I'm more hungry. Love to hear it. Dan is watching. Shout out. Thank you for watching. Yeah, Asadula, and even hungrier Asadula is and Abdullah is scary for sure. Who's Vera fighting? She just signed a contract. Anonymous one asked. I'm not sure. Yeah, I wonder if it is Stamp Fairtex. They were looking to make that fight. I think Stamp versus Vero is a really cool fight. When can you do that? Maybe a March Friday fights, tentpole headliner, or co-main. That would be really cool. I don't know. Yeah, would you put that on a fight night? You could do. I thought having Vero on fight night would be very good for ticket sales, definitely, and filling out Lumpini Stadium at 8 in the morning. The Burmese fans are crazy, as we know. So Soldich didn't get released. JK asking, I don't know, is there a rumor of that happening? I didn't see it. I hope not. Yeah, I love Soldich and deserves to fight for the title for sure. Does he? Above Kazakhstan? I don't know. I wouldn't be happy if he got it above Kazakhstan. Maybe a rematch between those two first. Interim belt, like I said. But I also wouldn't be happy to see Soldich never fight for gold in one if he was to leave. So, hopefully they get him moving a bit this year. Anyone else astonished how Tawanchai is walking around in Shanghai 1 month out from breaking his leg? Yeah, I saw this. Saw him and Yodaiq were in China with their significant others. Not sure what they're doing, probably just a holiday, Even fighters need holidays. Yeah, I don't think they'd be doing any seminars. Maybe they are. But with a broken leg, it could be tough. But yeah, it's very impressive to see Tawanchai up and about, and it bodes well if you want to see Tawanchai back so soon. It's very, very good news that he's already on the move. I mean, I had a couple of knee surgeries, and it took me 6 weeks before I could walk without a crutch. I'm sure he's still on crutches, but it took me 2 weeks just to get out of bed. Yeah, it was like, what do you call it, bed prone or whatever. Yeah, I could not really leave my bed. I had to keep my leg elevated all the time, and yeah, it wasn't fun. And that was just knee surgery. So with a broken leg, very, very good signs that Tawanchai is recovering well and improving. Here's a one from Kay saying Soldich needs to do something. He's 31 and wasting his time. Well, yeah, he's definitely been inactive to say the least. Not many fights over the last couple of years, but a guy like him would want to have at least 2 fights a year. I think he had one fight in 2025. He had nothing in 2024. He had one in 2023. I might be wrong here. I'm just gonna do my maths, do my checking. But yeah, he's still waiting since March. I think he fought in February last year, so it's nearly been another year out for him. Yeah, he's had a bit of a cursed time in one. He fought in December, first fight. I was there in Manila, no contest. A couple minutes in, he got kicked really hard in the nuts by Murad Ramazanov, no contest. So hard his cup broke, but it was like a foam cup or something weird. Definitely not ideal material. But who did he then fight next? It was Kadistan, of course, yeah. And he knocked out in the second round, which was crazy in Denver. One fight night 10. And then, yeah, very, very long wait for him. Very long wait for him to come back. February 2025, knocked out Daggy with that monstrous straight left in the first round in Qatar. So, yeah, since then, nothing, but he did compete in boxing back in Europe, I think. Won that fight in the second round. He was allowed to compete outside, so that's something at least. But I think he'll be desperate to compete again in one championship. That's what he wants. So let's see. I'm sure he'll be on 174. I think, given where I believe that fight or that card is taking place. Nothing official yet, but you can piece it together. Chatri said he'll be in the Middle East. I think he'll be back fighting in the Middle East, shall we say, in April 3rd, 1174, which is not officially been announced yet, but it's sort of official. All right, when is Nabati's ban over? Says NG. When is it over? I think it's over end of this month, so it'll be very soon. He popped January 31st, was it? Yeah, literally the end of the month. So he's got about 10 more days. Yeah, I'm sure Nabati will be back in action. You won't have to wait too long to see him again, NG. So, yeah, let's see what happens with Cameron. He's probably going to be tested again and again, and they're going to try and catch him and see if he's learned his lesson. But yeah, he popped for multiple banned substances last time. I'm sure he would not be so dumb as to get caught again. So we'll see if he's a different fighter. He claimed these things were medically prescribed to him by a doctor for injuries. So we shall see if it's had an effect. He also got a quick KO with no injuries. This is about Soldic, I think, from K, saying he should have been able to bounce back 3 months after and even got another before end of last year. Yeah, I think so. I think he probably should have been on the Tokyo card. Soldic is a numbered event guy, given his purse and his profile. He's not doing Lumpini. Yeah, I think he needs to be on a numbered event, you know what I mean? He's not even a fight night. I think he's got to be. So problem was there weren't many numbered events last year. I think 4, if I'm correct. Hopefully a few more this year. We know there's 2 already, April and Denver, I guess. Technically it's down as a fight night, but it's, a numbered event. It's an arena. Yeah, well, segue perfectly into this one from JK, this question saying, are they still planning a US card? Yeah, they are. It is scheduled for June 26th this summer in Denver. And I've said it before, I don't think they can afford to not do it. It's would be a very bad look if the 3rd US event in a row didn't happen, because they had the Atlanta card 117. Was it 169? I think I can't remember. Yeah, they moved that over to Bangkok, didn't they? And then Denver last summer also got postponed a year, pretty much, because Stamp's injury, recovery setback, and they decided not to do the event because they didn't have Stamp. So, you'd imagine Stamp will be on this card in Denver. As long as she's healthy, yeah, I think they'll be there. I do think, yeah, if you do Denver, you really want to have Stamp on it and you really want to have Rodtang on it. So wrap them both up in cotton wool, get them a win. I think, yeah, if Stamp has a Muay Thai fight, maybe with Vero, who knows if that is the case, and that's around March. I think she'd be good to go in June for MMA, and I think I wouldn't just throw her straight at Denise. I would give her a tune-up in MMA as well. I don't know who's the ideal candidate for that. I think maybe Natalie Salcedo or Chihiro, the winner of that one. I think it would be, if Natalie wins that, she's a Colorado, she lives there, so she'll definitely want to compete on that card. That could be a good matchup. But, it'd be tough for her because even though she's the hometown hero, I think Stamp might get cheered more than her. Stamp's so popular in America. But, yeah, that's just an idea. And you could, Chihiro versus Stamp maybe would be something better for a Japan card. I'm not sure. You could just give Stamp an even lower challenge if you want to see where she's really at in MMA. You could go outside the quote unquote top 5, and you could have someone like Ritu Fogat rematch. Well, that's pretty one-sided. That final, you could have Itsuki Hirata. You could have Macarena Aragon. You could have, some of these girls who aren't maybe on hot streaks right now. You can see how far along Stamp is. Anyway, Kongthoranee is here. What's up, brother?
เหตุผลขยับไปนู่นwait is it ปึ๊บ
Hi.
Hi Nick
Hi, how are you?
เป็นไงบ้างคะสบายดี
สบายดีครับ
Yes I'm good
All right. Well, yeah, now we've got Kongthoranee. Sorry, I'm going to sit up as well. And we got Phi translating. Thank you, Phi. So if anyone's got questions for Kongthoranee, get them in. I'm going to start. Kongthoranee, this is a big fight. Asadula is on a very hot win streak coming off Friday fights. He's knocking out people left, right, and center. Do you think you are the man to defeat him?
ก็อาซาดุลาก็คือเป็นคนที่แบบเป็นนักมวยที่ฮอตเหมือนกันนะช่วงนี้ชนะมาเยอะค่ะอันนี้คิดว่าเราคือคนที่จะสามารถหยุดเขาได้ไหมคะ
ก็ต้องรอดูบนเวทีครับผมแพ้มา2 ไฟล์แล้วนะผมก็อยากจะชนะผมก็ซ้อมมาอย่างดีผมอยากชนะมัน
Well I think we will have to see in the ring but I've lost 2 fights already and I really want to win this fight
Yeah, talk to me about those losses. You were winning all your fights. You were beating everybody. Now it is back-to-back defeats. How important is it for you to get back in the win column and get back in the mix for a title shot potentially? I'm sure if you beat Asadula, that would put you right up there for a title shot.
อยากถามเรื่องเหมือนแบบไฟที่อาจจะแพ้มาหน่อยคือเราแพ้มา2ไฟเนี่ยอันไฟเนี่ยมันสำคัญแค่ไหนที่เราจะต้องชนะให้ได้เพราะว่ายังไงเราก็ต้องกลับไปแบบมีชื่อในแบบการชิงแชมป์เนาะเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดชนะอาซาดุลาได้เนี่ยเราก็น่าจะมีสิทธิ์ชิงแชมป์อยู่นะ
ก็ไฟนี้ก็ผมก็อยากชนะครับเพราะว่าผมแพ้มา2 ไฟใช่ไหมผมก็อยากกู้ศรัทธาตัวเองขึ้นมาไม่อยากแพ้เป็นครั้งที่3ครับ
Yeah, it would be ideal if I win this fight because losing for the 3rd time is not really wouldn't be an ideal situation for me. So it's really important for me to win this fight and just get my name up there.
Absolutely, but yeah, this guy is really good. He's got so much explosive power, and he tells me he's confident he can knock you out. I'm not so sure because you're very tough, but do you think it'll go to the judges?
Sorry, Nick, you cut off a little bit.
Did I? Apologies.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you please ask the question again?
Yes, sure. Asadula thinks he can knock Kongthoranee out. Do you think he's wrong? And maybe do you think it's the other way around? You can knock him out, or do you think you're going to have to win by decision?
เมื่อกี้เขามาสัมภาษณ์แล้วเขาก็มั่นใจมากว่าเขาอะจะน็อกเราได้ อันเนี้ยเราคิดว่ายังไงหรือว่าคิดว่าจะน็อกเขาได้ไหมหรือว่าน่าจะชนะด้วยเหมือนแบบคะแนนอะไรเงี้ย
ก็มาแลกกันเลยถ้าพูดแบบนั้น
Yes, I'm ready to trade punches. I'm ready for war if he says that.
Well, he thinks if he beats you, he's still going to need another victory before he can fight for the belt. Do you think that's the case for you as well? If you beat Asadula, you need to get one more win before.
ยาก
Said
หน่อย
yes.
ที่จะ
Well, he said it will be quite difficult for him to win against me. So เหมือนเขาถามว่าอาซุลาบอกว่าถ้าเกิดเขาชนะเราได้ใช่ไหมน่าจะต้องแข่งอีกสักไฟต์หนึ่งกว่าที่จะไปชิงแชมป์สำหรับเราเนี่ยคิดว่าเหมือนกันไหมว่าเราถ้าเกิดเราชนะเขาได้เนี่ยเราอาจจะต้องเจอกับใครสักคนอีกไฟต์หนึ่งแล้วค่อยไป
ใช่
ชิง
ค
แช
รับ
มป์
ผมก็ใช่ครับประมาณนั้น
Yes, but in terms of the situation that I have to, if I win against him, and then I think I have to face another person, and then I will get a title shot maybe. So I think in that sense, it's kind of the same situation, but it will be quite difficult for him to win against me.
I'm sure it will be. It's very. Is it frustrating for you because, and the whole division, we don't know what's going on with the belt, right? The belt is still vacant. It's been vacant for more than 1 year. Do you think we need to get someone fighting for the belt soon, even if it's not you? Do you want to see a champion of this division? And who do you think it should be? Rod Tang should fight Nongo or what?
ก็รุ่นเนี้ยเข็มขัดว่างมาน่าจะเป็นปีละแล้วก็เรารู้สึกยังไงที่แบบรุ่นนี้มันดูเหมือนแบบไม่ค่อยแน่นอนแบบยังไม่เห็นแชมป์สักทีอะไรเงี้ยเราก็คิดว่ามันควรจะมีคนที่เป็นแชมป์ได้แล้วหรือยังอาจจะเป็นรถถังเจอพี่โอกลับมาเจอพี่โอไหมหรือว่าควรจะเป็นใครสักคนไหมที่แบบถือเข็มขัดเส้นนี้ได้แล้วอะไรเงี้ย
ผมว่าทุกคนก็อยากให้รถถังกับพี่โอมาชิงกัน แต่ผมมองอีกอย่างหนึ่งว่าต้องให้โอกาสนักมวยทุกคน
Okay. I think everyone is expecting Rotang and Nong O to fight for the belt, but I also think that the opportunity should be given to every fighter who has the potential of holding the belt. So for me, it wouldn't limit it to just Rotang and Nong O, but like anyone who perform well.
อาจจะมีผมก็ได้
Which could be me.
I think so. Would you like to have a Grand Prix, a tournament, 8-man tournament? Yeah, the winner can have the belt. Is that something you like?
มวยรอบก็คุณชาติก็พูดหลายรอบแล้วนะเรื่องมวยรอบอะไรอย่างเงี้ยคิดว่าอยากถ้าเกิดว่ามีจริงๆเนี่ยอยากลงไหม
อยากลงครับใช่ครับอยากลงถ้ามีมวยรอบนะครับ
Yeah, I think Grand Prix would be really fun. I would be really interested in that if there is one.
All right, yeah, so would I. I'm sure all the fans would be. And look, I always ask you, don't I, about our favorite team, Manchester United. Normally, it's very sad when I talk to you about it, but now I'm happy. We had a great win on Saturday. How are you feeling after seeing that victory over Manchester City? Are you confident and that the team can be successful now?
ก็คือทุกครั้งที่เขาคุยกับเราเรื่องแมนยูว่าส่วนใหญ่จะแพ้แต่ครั้งนี้ชนะแล้วคือเป็นไงดีใจไหมแล้วเราก็มั่นใจไหมว่าในซีซั่นนี้ทีมจะทำได้ดี
ก็น่าจะทำได้ดีเพราะที่ผ่านมาก็ชนะได้สวยงามมากและเล่นได้ดีมากเลยฟอร์มผมก็ต้องดีเหมือนแมนยูด้วยนะครับ
Yes, I think Manchester United has been playing really well and they have been on a winning streak and yeah, I'm confident that they will be successful and I'm also like confident that I will do really well just like Manchester United.
That's what we like to hear. All right, thanks Kongthoranee for speaking to me. Thank you, Five, for translating and good luck for the fight, brother. I'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-ins. All good with the weight and the hydration? Not going to have any problems, right?
ก็ขอบคุณมากที่สละเวลามาค่ะแล้วก็เดี๋ยวพรุ่งเนี้ยมีชั่งน้ำหนักแล้วเป็นไงไม่มีปัญหา
ไม่มีปัญหาครับ
Yeah absolutely no problem
Great. Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll see you soon. Kongthoranee. Yay. My favorite. All right.
ขอบคุณครับ
Uh,
let's go
Let's go. All right. Yes, sir. That's a good fight. Can't wait to see it. Kongthoranee confident about fighting Asadula. I don't think he thinks it's going to be as easy as Asadula thinks it's going to be. Not saying Asadula thinks it's easy, but Asadula was definitely confident, wasn't he, when we spoke to him? But yeah, like I said, I think that's a really, really tough matchup for Imangazaliev to be thrown straight into sink or swim. Back to the chat. I don't know what I was talking about before, so I won't try and remember. But who was saying, what do you think of Pedro in kickboxing? Yeah, a bit of a weird one, like I said, on the stream last week or earlier this week. Don't know what it really achieves. Yeah, he's an MMA guy. I think he's got kickboxing experience, so he might surprise us all with some moves. But I think Siasarani is his favorite there, and for me, I would have done Siasarani against Kuzmin in Muay Thai if Muay Thai is acceptable to Siasarani, but it's a short turnaround, isn't it? From December, he may not want to get cut or anything, so he took it on a couple of weeks or whatever, 1 week at least, 10 days. So he's probably thinking, yeah, kickboxing, 10 days notice is fine. Against the MMA guy, I won't have to prepare too hard. So it's up to Pedro Dantas to surprise us, isn't it? Okay. Anonymous one. Shout out Anonymous, one of my members, says, I dislike the WWE style matchmaking. These fighters should just fight. Yeah. I mean, if you have rankings, this is what I always say, you kind of lock yourself into following the rankings, right? And when you don't, you open yourself up to criticism from fans, fighters alike, saying, well, I'm top 3 and the number 2 has lost to the champion, or I deserve to get the next shot. There's a ladder, very visible ladder, clear progress towards a belt. But if you don't have rankings, you can just book whatever fights you want. And I think one likes to book whatever fights they want sometimes, but they also have the rankings, so it makes things difficult. So, they have taken the rankings away. Something new is coming. We don't know what it will be, but let's see. I don't mind the WWE style matchmaking. If you are the promotion, you can put on the best fights you want. I'm not against that. If the fights are good and they still make sense and they deliver in the ring, that's the most important thing. If you WWE style booking, but you're making strange fights and things people don't want to see, then that's a problem. But I think they largely are booking stuff people want to see. But let me know what you think, Anonymous One. Back to JK saying, I'm just asking because Chetri already planned the Japan card right after the last Japan card, but didn't say anything about the planned US card. I mean, it's on the schedule. That's all I'll say. It's on the official schedule on their website. Evidently, they've put a deposit down with the Ball Arena, for that date. You can't just say you're going to go to the Ball Arena and then not book it. They'll have to have put some money down to have that arena. So I think it'll happen. It can't not happen. Like I said, it's too. The optics will be bad. Yeah, if one is a third US event doesn't happen in a row, and then they still want to push into America, I think it'll look really bad. I mean, the UFC is starting to get like that, says JK, with the WWE style matchmaking. I think so as well. The UFC kind of adhered to their rankings for a while, but then I think they started not liking some of the matchups it was throwing at them. And then Dana just sort of started doing what he wanted, right? Instead of giving Arman a title shot, he just made Paddy versus Gaethje interim belt. Is what it is. I think you can do it when you're that big and that powerful. And there are positives and negatives to it. I think both, but yeah, what do fans want to see? Do they want to see the number one contender fight, even if that number one contender is a boring decision merchant who just wrestles people for 3 rounds, whatever? I'm sure the fans will want to see the knockout artist who might be ranked a bit lower, but is putting on more exciting fights. You got to weigh these things up. Paddy versus Justin, yeah, that's what we're talking about. When is that fight? I'm pretty loose on my UFC knowledge these days, but I normally tune in for the big pay-per-views, yeah, and the main cards at least. What's next? Oh, that's the next one. UFC 324. It is this week. Wow. Gaethje versus Paddy. Well, very timely, this comment from you, JK. Very timely. Yeah, well, that's good. What else is on that card? O'Malley versus Song. Derek Lewis is back. Rose Namajunas. Gene Silva. Yeah, Arnold Allen. That's a good fight. I'm sure I'll check that out. That'll be Sunday morning, I believe. So good thing one's not going up against it. I think recently they did a show that UFC and one were same time, and another thing as well, another card. I hate it when combat sports cross over. You always want to have no competition, just to try and get new, fresh eyes on the product, right? UFC fans are going to watch UFC, one fans are going to watch one. But if there's a UFC event on and one fans aren't watching one, they might watch UFC and vice versa. So I think it's always good to try and book things that don't clash, but sometimes it's inevitable. But yes, it'll be. I think it was 1173, the last big numbered event. Yeah, there was some sort of crossover there, but it was the one show was much bigger than the UFC one. I think I recall in terms of star power and this and that. But yeah, they got a clean run this time, and I'm still waiting for next interview. We are looking at Rambolek, I think, or he was supposed to come before Kongthoranee, but didn't. So like I said at the top of the show, these things never stay the same. I can't stay forever. I've got another driving lesson at 3:15, and it's a bit of a journey for me. So I think I'll have to bow out by 1:30 latest. It's nearly midday here, so ideally we'll get everyone in the next hour. In an ideal world, yes, but that never happens. So we'll see. It's a bit of a, you never know with the media days, because normally I'm there in person, right? And it's the same thing where, well, I'll be in that room you can see on the screen when I'm interviewing them at the hotel, and just down the hallway they'll be doing their photo shoots and things like that, and meetings with officials, things like that. What they call it, rules meetings? No, I can't remember. But they all have to go and talk to the fighter meetings. Yeah, they talk to the commentators, Mitch, and whoever's with Mitch this week. I don't know. It might probably Brian McGrath. They speak to all the fighters on the card, and they get to know them, things they can use in the commentary. So they have a busy day, and then they have to go do medical examinations as well. So yeah, Wednesdays are not much fun for these guys, because they're all pretty much like in the final-ish stages of not eating very much food and trying to drop a bit of weight, aren't they? So because the weigh-ins are Thursdays, tomorrow, so not a fun day. I think Wednesday is when they really start like cutting down on everything, so it can be a long slog for them, but that's why I try and keep the interviews short. Yeah. Some of them just don't like talking as well, and I don't blame them. But yeah, we still are scheduled for Rambolek, Chihiro Sawada, Bokang, and Siasarani. So hopefully they will wander down the hall in Bangkok come and chat to us. But I'm just chilling here. So get your questions in. If you have other topics you want to talk about in between the interviews, please do it. I would love that. It will help me to have things to discuss. Otherwise, I'm going straight back to this card here. I think I talked a little bit about Chihiro and Salcedo, yeah, and I think this should be sort of a eliminator type of thing to fight for an interim belt. If Denise is not going to defend soon, I would get interim going. The other fight I would have is, like I said a few times now, Ayaka and Song Jin-nan. What else we got? Siasarani and Dantas. I kind of discussed this, how I felt it's a little bit strange, this matchup, but fair play. I'm intrigued to see, does Pedro Dantas have any legitimate kickboxing chops? So apparently he's got a decent record from his younger days. I think probably amateur level, but he has done kickboxing, so it's not going to be completely clueless to him. It's just strange because, when he fought MMA last year, he looked like a grappler, and he spent this whole fight trying to submit Ibrahim Dawev. Didn't look like a guy who wants to stand and bang, which you would think if he's got kickboxing chops, he'd be doing that. But anyway, let's see what happens. Helena Krivar and Tashaya Noelani Alo, grappling bantamweight matchup. That should be a fun one. Everyone's talking about Helena, but maybe Tashaya can spring what would be a massive surprise. They did grapple a couple of years ago, I think, but both have improved a lot since then. Should be a very different matchup. But of course, Helena, the big favorite and the golden girl of submission grappling, BJJ right now. At just 18, I think she still is. Yeah, crazy how much she's already achieved, and scary to think where she could go. But definitely could be the new breakout star for one of submission grappling. I could see her just being a real face of one, the way Mikey was and the Rutolos still are. I think the way Danielle Kelly was, I think she's being positioned as the new grappling star for them, and I think she'll get very popular. Yeah, I think she will become a big name for one championship, not just grappling, but all of one's disciplines. And yeah, I think the Thai fans will take to her. I'm pretty confident. All right. Bokang Masunyane. That is if she beats Tashaya, of course, who is not there to just roll over, is she? Well, they'll be rolling, but not rolling over. Well, technically rolling over the ring, but you know what I mean. She is going to put up a fight for sure. All right, Bokang and Ryohei Kurosawa. Strawweight MMA. I'm glad Bokang is back in strawweight. We'll talk to him about this when he comes in. But Rambolek is here. I will bring him in.
Hello, Nick.
All right. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for speaking to us. We are now with Mr. Rambolek, who is, of course, in the main event against Abdulla Dayakaev. Rambolek, tell me, how excited are you to be back in action after the fight was cancelled on the morning before last time? I'm sure you're excited to be back in one championship this weekend.
ก็ยินดีต้อนรับกลับมาแล้วก็บอกความรู้สึกของเราหน่อยว่าเป็นยังไงบ้างหลังจากที่ไฟล์ก่อนหน้านี้ของเรามีการแคนเซิลแล้วตอนนี้เราก็ได้กลับมาต่อยกับคู่ชกคนเดิม
ตอนที่แคนเซิลไปก็แอบเซ็งเพราะว่าเขาเข้ามาแคนเซิลวันชกพอดีก็เลยเซ็งๆนิดนึงพอมีโอกาสได้กลับมาเจอกันอีกก็ดีใจที่แบบเพราะว่าคนรอดูเราก็คู่เราเยอะเหมือนกัน
So when I heard that the fight was cancelled, I'm a little bit like feel like dead. Like I mean like because of like they cancel in the morning of that day. But yeah, we're back here together again, and I'm waiting for this fight.
Yeah, were you angry? Were you upset? He had the infection on his hands, but do you think they could have stopped? They could have seen that before did you think it was quite late when they called the fight off? Maybe they could have seen the infection before that morning, right? Maybe the day before, 2 days before. Was that a bit frustrating for you?
ก็สำหรับไฟท์วันนั้นเนาะก็คือเขามีการเหมือนแบบเขามีการบาดเจ็บที่มือเนาะซึ่งเราเหมือนแบบรู้สึกหงุดหงิดหรือรู้สึกเซ็งหรือรู้สึกอะไรไหมเพราะว่าการมีการแบบนั้นมันก็น่าจะต้องเห็นมาก่อน 2-3 วันก่อนแล้วซึ่งการที่เขามาแคนเซิลตอนเช้าเนี่ยมันก็ค่อนข้างที่จะกระทันหันเรารู้สึกยังไงบ้าง
ก็มามันอาการแบบนี้ผมคิดว่าเขาน่าจะเจ็บมาหลายวันแล้วอะไรแล้วผมก็งงเขาจะมายอมทำน้ำหนักทำไมอะไรเงี้ยแล้วแบบไม่รู้มันพูดยาก
Yeah, so don't know how have it been, but I think he might already have a little bit feeling of hurt already before, 2 or 3 days before the weight in, and I'm not sure why he still have why he's still doing weight to do the weight in and something like that, but I don't know, is it what it says? Yeah.
Okay, well, he's definitely confident he can beat you. He told me just now he wants to go for a record. His fastest knockout is 24 seconds, but he wants to beat his own record. He says he can knock you out in 10 seconds maybe. What do you think about that?
ก็ทางคู่แข่งเราเนาะเขามั่นใจกับไฟนี้มากแล้วก็เขาพร้อมที่จะมันน็อกเราเอาแล้วก็เหมือนพูดเลยว่าแบบจะทำภายในเหมือนแบบ10 วิ24 วิอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเราแบบฟิตยังไงบ้าง
เขาเคยทำได้อะเขาเลยพูดมากเดี๋ยวแต่เขาไม่คิดหรอกว่าแบบเขาอาจจะโดนผมก็ได้ใช่
So I think the reason he talked that much because he did it before, but doesn't he think that I can do it the same? I might do it instead of him. Yeah.
So you are confident you can knock Abdulla Dayakaev out? That would be crazy. Do you think? Are you not looking for a decision then? You're looking for a finish as well, not going to the judges.
ก็เราก็มั่นใจเนาะว่าเราจะทำได้ในไฟล์นี้แล้วหมายถึงว่าเราก็มั่นใจว่าเราจะน็อกเขาได้เหมือนกันไม่รอคะแนนไม่รออะไรจะน็อกเอาเลยเกมปิดเกม
ใช่วันนี้ก็ผมว่าผมเห็นจุดอ่อนเขาแต่ผมเห็นจุดอ่อนเขาที่แบบคนอื่นมองไม่เห็นเดี๋ยวผมจะทำให้ดูว่าเขามีจุดอ่อนตรงไหน
Yeah, I am quite confident and I see his weakness that other didn't see and I'll show you on this Saturday.
Looking forward to it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is this your first main event of a one championship fight night? I think it is. How much does that mean to you to be the biggest fight on the card? It must be a lot of pressure, but also motivation for you, right?
อันนี้เป็นเมนอีเวนต์ครั้งแรกของเราเลยไหมสำหรับ OFN เมนอีเวนต์เราเป็นคู่เอกครั้งแรกเลยไหมที่ OFN โอเคครั้งแรก
ในวันแชมเปี้ยนชิพ
ในวันแชมเปี้ยนชิพครั้งแรกเนาะก็เหมือนแบบช่วยบอกความรู้สึกหน่อยว่าการเป็นเมนอีเวนต์ครั้งแรกของเราอะไรเงี้ยเรารู้สึกยังไงบ้าง
ก็ดีใจครับแล้วก็ตื่นเต้นได้ชกคู่สุดท้ายมันกดดันเนี่ยแบบไม่ตอนไหนจะได้ชกอะไรเงี้ยจริงผมก็ดีใจแหละแล้วก็หวังว่าแบบจะได้แบบชกเป็นคู่หลักแบบนี้ไปเรื่อยๆ
Yeah, I'm very happy that I am the main event of this one fight night, and even I have some pressure on myself because I'm going to fight in the last in the last fight. In the last bout in the event, but I hope that I still get to be the main event in the future.
Yes, I think Abdullah said to me he believes this fight should be for an interim title. Would you agree with him? Do you think you guys should be fighting for an interim belt, or do you think you should maybe get a title shot if you win this fight?
Sorry,
What do you think?
I lost you in the beginning. Can you repeat
Oh.
the question again?
Yeah. I said Abdullah thinks this fight with Rambolek should be for an interim title. Does Rambolek agree? Does he think maybe these guys should be fighting for an interim belt this weekend?
ก็เหมือนอับดุลลาเขาอับดุลลาเขาบอกว่าเขาเหมือนบอกว่าไฟอยากเหมือนต่อสู้กับเราเหมือนแบบเป็นแชมป์เฉพาะการไปเลยหรืออะไรเงี้ยเราเห็นด้วยกับความคิดของเขาไหมหรือว่าคิดว่ายังไง
ถ้าเป็นไปได้ก็ดีครับ เวลาถ้าเอาเป็นว่าถ้าใครชนะไปขึ้นไปชิงเลยดีกว่าครับ
ไม่ถึงชิงเบลต์ไปเลย
ใช่
ถ้าชนะอันนี้ใช่ไหม Yeah I think it's fine if it's possible and also think that if someone I mean like if one of us win this fight then we can go for the belt.
Yeah, if you beat Abdullah, who do you want next? Do you think? Yeah, I know you talked about Haggerty before. Is that still your plan?
ก็ก่อนหน้านี้เราพูดถึงไฮเกอร์ตี้ before ก่อนหน้านี้เราพูดถึงไฮเกอร์ตี้มาก่อนเนาะเหมือนแบบแทนเรายังเหมือนเดิมไหมว่าจบไฟนี้เราก็อยากเจอเหมือนว่ายังอยากเจอไฮเกอร์ตี้
จริงๆผมก็ยังอยากเจอแฮกเกอร์ตี้อยู่แต่ว่าเขาน่าจะแบบมีอาการบาดเจ็บอะไรเงี้ยแต่ถ้าเป็นไปได้ก็แบบผมย้ายไปชกคิกบ็อกซิ่งดูก่อนก็ได้หรือว่าแบบให้ผมแบบไปชิงกับนาบิลก่อนก็ได้อะไรเงี้ยผมก็ได้หมดครับ
ชิงกับนาบิลคือ
ชิงกับนาบิล
มวยอะนะ
มวยไทย
โอเคพูดเลยสิโอเค so
ไม่หมายถึงว่า
so ขอโทษคำถามคือคำตอบ
ก็หมายถึงว่าผมยืนยันว่าอยากเจอแฮกเกอร์ตี้อยู่แต่ว่าให้ผมแบบย้ายไปต่อยคิกบ็อกซิ่งก็ได้หรือว่าจะให้ผมไปชิงกับนาบิลก็ได้
Yeah I'm still have my plan that I want to fight with Haggerty but I'm not sure if he still have like injury but if not but yeah if it's yes I can switch to go to kickboxing or I can face Nabil in Muay Thai yeah
All right. Well, we'll see what happens this week. Any final message for everyone tuning in on Saturday? What's going to happen when you step in the ring with Abdulla Dayakaev at 1 for Fight Night 39, the main event in Bangkok?
ก็สำหรับเราเนาะฝากข้อความถึงแฟนๆฝากความคิดถึงแฟนๆหน่อยว่าหลังวันเสาร์เนี่ยตอนที่เราก้าวขึ้นสู่สังเวียนปุ๊บอะไรจะเกิดขึ้น
ก็ฝากให้กำลังใจผมอย่างเดียวพอครับแล้วก็ช่วยเชียร์ผมด้วยวันเสาร์นี้ก็มีทีเด็ดให้เห็นแน่นอน
Okay, so for the fan on this Saturday, please looking for and support me. I'll confirm I'll have something to surprise you. Let's see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rambolek. I'll see you soon. Good luck for the fight. All right. That is Rambolek, my man. All right. Cheers for Dream translating as well. Yeah. Sorry. Vegan Crane asking to turn that up a little bit. I think Dream is just, she speaks quite quietly. So can't hear her too well. But yeah, I'll ask her to try and shout or get closer to the mic. But yeah, hopefully the other fighters loud enough. Can you hear them? Always a bit tricky with the volume on these things. But yeah, that's Kongthoranee. And I like what he said. He's confident. He says, maybe I'll do the same to Abdullah. Abdullah talked about knocking him out in 10 seconds. Maybe Rambolek said, maybe I'll do the same to him. We have something planned for him, he said. We have found some weaknesses. Well, no one else has really been able to expose any weaknesses from Abdullah yet. I know your IQ beat him, but yeah, it was a decision. Let's see. All right, I'm checking out the chat again. Hey Nick says, Shareza, any news on JoJo's replacement? Nothing. I do know they were asking around the gyms in Bangkok for anyone for this card, I think. A late notice thing. A couple of people I know, yeah, behind the scenes have said there was a call to see if anyone could step in, but nothing happened. So I don't know who he would. Maybe they can rebook the fight with Klamaco, but I don't know how bad his foot injury is really. So let's see. Yeah, sorry, I don't have much more information for you there on that one. Apologies. Grant Saunders, what's up, Grant? One of my buddies in Hong Kong here says he's going to sleep. Yeah, I think he means Rambolek. Yeah, well, Abdullah's made a habit of that, hasn't he, of knocking his opponents out. Tom67 Slick says Kongthoranee has brain damage, unfortunately. Same as Tawanchai. You can tell from the involuntary blinks. Well, don't know. I'll leave it to you guys to decide that. But it's next interview time. It is my buddy Chihiro Sawada. Yay.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Yay. Do we have
Yuki
a
will come.
translator? Yuki, okay.
Yeah, Yuki will. He should be here in like a minute.
Is he on the ground or phone call?
He will enter through the link. He's not on
Here he
ground.
is. Here he is.
Oh, there.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, Yuki.
How are you
All right,
doing, mate?
good, yeah.
Good.
Just to let you know, we're live, and yeah, we've got Chihiro here. Yuki's gonna translate for us. Yay! Let's get going. Thank you, Yuki. First of all, Chihiro, good to see you again. You have a tough fight here against Natalie Salcedo. How are you feeling going into the fight at One Fight Night 39?
千尋さん、よろしくお願いいたします。まずはじめに千尋さんとまたお話できて嬉しいです。前戦ではナタリー選手とタフな試合を繰り広げました。その時の心境を教えてください。
前線が多分平田選手、ナタリー選手が次かですよね。
おっしゃる通りです。
そうですよね。前線を振り返って、そうですね。グラウンドに関してはグラウンドコントロールができたなっていうのは実感としてある試合にはなったんですけど、スタンドでの打撃がまだもう少し見せれてないかなと思うので、しっかりそれを強化してきたので、今回発揮できればなと思ってます。
Okay, she said the last fight, ground control has been achieved, but I've strengthened my hitting from the stance this time, so I think I can show this.
Do you think this is your toughest fight in one championship so far? I know you've beaten most of your opponents. The only loss was to Meng Bo, but that was a close fight. Do you think Natalie is going to be a big step up in competition for you? Yeah, what do you think?
澤田さん、今回の試合の対戦相手なんですけど、澤田さんがワンで戦ってきた中で一番タフな相手になると思いますか？
そうですね。戦績を見る限り、無敗なので、気を抜いてはいけない相手だとは十分分かっているので、しっかりそれをその試練を乗り越えて次のステップに向かいたいと思ってます。
Okay. So judging by her record, she's undefeated. So I want to make sure I overcome this challenge.
Absolutely. Well, a win over Natalie is really going to put you, I think, in the mix for a title. Do you think the same? If you beat Natalie, are you going to be looking to get a title shot soon? What do you think?
今回のナタリー戦に勝ったら、澤田さんはタイトルショットに近づけると思いますか？
はい。すごく近づけるかなと思ってます。ぜひタイトルショットをくださいって感じです。
Yes, sure. Please give me a title shot next.
Who do you think you should fight? Obviously, your fellow Japanese star, Ayaka Miura, she's on a 4-fight win streak. She was going to fight for the belt in Tokyo. Didn't happen. Maybe you against Ayaka for an interim title. What do you think?
もしタイトル戦が実現するとしたら、どの対戦相手がいいと思いますか？まず、三浦彩香さんですけど、日本大会での、彼女とザンボアンガの試合は実現はしなかったです。ただ、もし澤田さんが三浦さんと戦った場合、どうなると思いますか？
そうですね。やっぱり今一番タイトルに手をかかっているのは三浦選手なので、日本大会で日本人対決でタイトルショットができたら一番いいんじゃないかなと思っているので、やりたいなって思ってるのと、多分私がしっかり勝つ姿を見せれるかなと思うので、ぜひ日本でやりたいです。
Yes. The fighter closest to the title right now is Miura, of course. I won a title shot at the Japan tournament with her. But I'm going to win decisively against her.
Yeah, that was my next question. If you win this week, do you want to fight at 175 in Tokyo in April? We made it happen last time. You asked to fight in Japan, in Tokyo. You got on the card and you beat Itsuki. Is this the plan? Do you want to fight in your home country again? April 29, 1175.
まさに今、澤田さんがおっしゃったことは、ニックが今から聞こうとしていた質問でした。もし今回の試合に勝つと、4月に開催される175で、三浦さんと澤田さんの母国日本で戦いたいですか？
Yes.
No translation needed, I think. Yes. All right. Well, that's all I've got for you. Thank you, Chihiro, for speaking to me. Thank you, Yuki, for translating. And good luck for the fight against Natalie Salcedo, One Fight Night 39.
これでインタビューを終わります。今回参加していただきありがとうございました。今戦のナタリー戦に幸運を。
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Arigato. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. Thanks both of you. Appreciate it.
寂しいって言って伝えてあげてください。
はい、わかりました。Chihiro, definitely wanna see you again. I really miss you.
I'll be there tomorrow, Chihiro. I'll be there at the weigh-ins. So I'll see you there. Everything good with the weight? No problem with the weight or hydration?
明日の計量で千尋さんと会うことができます。計量とハイドレーションについて今のところ問題ないですか？
はい、順調です。
Everything is good so far.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow, Chihiro. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye. All right. That is Chihiro Sawada and Yuki. Thanks for translating, Yuki. Appreciate
Thank you, sir.
All right. Awesome. It is always good to see Yuki in the house. It's not Yuki Yoza. Sorry, anonymous one says tongue in cheek here. Yuki Yoza can translate man of many talents, and I think Shareza believed you, and you, yes, you played along. It is not Yuki Yoza. It is Yuki. I don't know his surname actually, but he works for One Championships Japanese team. An all-round good guy, and saw him last time in Japan. Yeah, Tokyo. Every now and then he pops up in Bangkok. If there's a few Japanese fights on the card, I don't know if he's here this week, but he is definitely helping out with translation for me, which I appreciate. Chihiro's in English pronunciation is so good, says anonymous one. Yeah, she's got that down. I don't know how much she can speak, but the phrases she did say were very good. Much better than my Japanese pronunciation. I have zero ability in that regard. But yeah, always love catching up with Chihiro. One of my favorite fighters in the atomweight division, and I think she definitely has gold in her sights and in her future. I don't know how soon it'll take her to get there. She could be competing for it this year, I believe. She's good enough. If she beats Natalie, this is the crunch one. Yeah, Natalie's a very tough opponent. Excuse me. I think they both like to do the same thing. They both like to take it to the ground. we'll see who's got better skills in that department. I don't see it being a stand-up fight. If it does, we'll see what Chihiro's got. I don't know about her striking. She said there in the interview, yeah, she wants to show that off a bit more here. She didn't really get to show it against Itsuki. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. I think Salcedo will be confident if it does stay on the feet. But yeah, this is a high-stakes matchup. Like I was saying, it's very important, this one, in the layout of the division. We need to find out what's happening with Denise. If Denise is going to be out for a while, I would, have the winner of this one against Ayaka Miura, maybe in Japan, 1175 for an interim belt. I know they've just had an interim belt in the division, but it's fine. I'm fine with interim belts. I think people just want to see divisions have champs and activity. So get things going. If Denise can't compete for whatever reason, so we should have interim here, and Chihiro against Ayaka, an all Japan fight would be awesome. But if Natalie wins, I'd hold her off until December to Denver in June and do her against Ayaka maybe there for interim belt. Or do you want Ayaka in Japan? It's a tough one, isn't it? It is a tough one, but options either way. All right, maybe Takeru will announce something at the event this weekend, says Anonymous One. He's currently in Thailand and visited Fairtex Gym. I didn't know that. Yeah, I wonder why he's there. Maybe doing some of his stuff with the schools. Yeah, what a nice guy. He's opening up schools all over Southeast Asia, in Laos, Cambodia, I think. Talked about doing one in Thailand. I'm not sure if he's there cornering someone on Friday fights or what. But yeah, I'm sure they'll wheel him out on the broadcast for sure. Do an interview, maybe about the Rodtang fight. They might announce him and Rodtang is official for Japan. Contracts are signed. Yeah, that would be a good guess. Anonymous One, very good guess actually, because you could generate a bit of buzz with that announcement. They don't have. I think the card doesn't have that like big viral. I mean, something could go viral. It doesn't have that on paper, that big fight, that big sizzle. So maybe you advertise ahead of time. Takeru is going to be there. Rodtang's going to be there. Get people's eyeballs on it. Good idea. But yeah, we still got a couple of interviews here scheduled. We've got Bokang Masunyane and Mohammad Siasarani still to come in. Hopefully get them in the next half hour or so, because I've got some errands to run after that. I can't hang around too late. But we'll see what happens. All right, yeah. I was going through the whole card here. We'll resume that. Bokang and Ryohei, I think I was on that. And I was saying it's good to see Bokang back at strawweight, because he went up to flyweight, I think for his last one against Sanja, excuse me. And, he's fought in that weight before, but I just don't think it's ideal for him. Yeah, he's fought the outsider one, but obviously it's good in terms of you don't have the weight cut. Because even though he's a small in guy, he still cuts weight, to make it. But I think I told this to Jared Brooks. It's like, flyweight might be possible for you guys in terms of the strength, and he didn't look out of place at all strength-wise, Bokang or Jared, but just the height is a disadvantage. It will never not be. Some of these guys were so much longer than them. Reese McLaren with Jared and Mansour Malakiev with Jared. You need to nullify that height advantage, I think. And I know Mansour makes strawweight too, but I don't know how many more days he can do that in his career. And he's not as big as, I think, Sanjar, but as tall, But Bokang, I think, much better off, like I said, as strawweight. And this is more his size, I think, in terms of this opponent, Ryohei Kurosawa, who has a decent record, I think, outside of one. In one, he's got one victory from the Friday fights. It was in September, I believe. Yes, against Jason Miralpez. Unanimous decision. I think he's a former Shuto champ, outsider one. I don't know. I've never seen, but he's definitely, size wise, his profile is listing him at 5'4". So I think more in the ballpark for Bokang, who is the little giant is his nickname, which gives it away. He's 5'1". He's extremely small, but makes up for it in strength and heart and drive, will to succeed. He's a little giant in every sense of the word. I love that guy. Hopefully speak to him in a minute here. Loves catching up with him and all the boys from the gym there, South Africa. Oh God, they're crazy. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be up to no good already. What's the gym? It's where Dricus du Plessis trains as well in Pretoria, I think it's called. Yeah, what's that gym? I forgot the name. I know all the guys, but the gym is called CIT. That's it. Yeah, in Pretoria. So Bokang is teammates with former champ of the UFC, Dricus du Plessis, which is a great thing for him, I'm sure, to be around someone who's had so much success. I think it's Bokang's time now, though, to shine and get back towards gold, which I always feel bad for Bokang because he had a title shot locked up for so long against Josh Pascio, and then COVID hit. They couldn't get it on, and then ended up doing Bokang versus Jared Brooks, and Brooks choked him out in the first round, I think, which was strange because, Jared was just on this hot streak, unbelievable streak at the time. Everything he touched turned to gold. I'm sure if that fight was run back, it would look a lot different, and I don't think you'd have a first round finish for sure. I could see it being a decision. I think that is a good fight to make for one. I think get Jared a win first, match him up with someone a bit lower down as well. Maybe not a top 5 or a top 5, but yeah, just get Jared his confidence back, and then Jared versus Bokang. I think winner could challenge Joshua Pascio, or depends what Mansur Malakiev wants to do. If he, you could say him versus Joshua, but his last win was a win at flyweight, so sort of confusing. But Joshua and Mansur have a history, of course. Joshua beat Mansur. Mansur wasn't happy about it. He still considers it not on his record. He says he's still undefeated. We'll see. I'm watching here in Kuwait, says Edwin. What's up, Edwin? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I'm just gutted that Klamako dropped out, says Shareza 7834. I'm getting the sense you're a JoJo fan, Shareza, and perhaps from Malaysia too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm gutted that fight didn't happen. I was looking forward to seeing JoJo in action. I do like Sean Klamako as well. Maybe you're from the Philippines and you're a big Klamako fan. Who knows? Good day, sir, says Edwin. Why can't I watch the live matches on Friday fights? Edwin, what you need to do is get on YouTube. And if you can't find it, you need to get a VPN. And you need to turn that VPN to a country that you can watch it from. If Kuwait is blocking it, or I don't know. Otherwise, you need to go to watch.onefc.com and maybe you can watch it there. But you should, in theory, be able to watch it on Facebook and on YouTube, unless Kuwait has some sort of broadcast deal with One Championship. But I'm not aware they do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to type it into AI for you. Google, whatever it is, Gemini. AI mode. Okay. Can you watch One Friday Fights in Kuwait? Here's the answer for you, Edwin. Yes, you can watch One Friday Fights in Kuwait primarily through beIN Sports. There you go. That's the problem, which is the exclusive broadcast partner for the Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region. All right, that's the problem. Yeah, because of One's deal with beIN Sports, of course. I didn't think about that. Didn't realize it applies to Kuwait, but of course it does. So Edwin, what I'm going to say to you guys, maybe not kosher, but if you haven't got beIN Sports, there are other ways you can do it, but they involve the letters V, P, and N. And maybe someone else can clue him in the chat. I might not be best advised to push such measures, officially, but it is possible. It is possible. I really wish this year that one could hand Jojo a bit more level up opponent, says Shareza, who's in flyweight. That is a step up for him. I think there's a lot of flyweights that would be a step up for Jojo. But, Jojo is still 18, is he 19? Still finding his way, got a losing record, on the main roster. I think Klemaka was the right level of opponent for him. I don't think Jojo's ready for, your Rodtangs, your Akif Kulazadas, your Kongthoranies, your Jiaosuyais, your Nakrob Fairtexes. I think Jojo, get him a fight with Klemako. I think you can then eventually start doing the rematches with the guys who beat him, like Diego Paez with what's his face, Johannes Stupinan, and he's had a couple losses now, and I think maybe that's next. Maybe I don't know about the Nguyen doing that, whether they want to run that one back. That's probably the most simple one to do. But I don't think Nguyen's fought since that win over Jojo. That was meant to be a layup for Jojo to kind of get a big victory, I think, in Impact Arena. It didn't happen. Jojo's still learning his craft. He's still so young. No rush, I think, on the opponent front. Maybe, if they'd kept Dennis Porch around, Dennis would be a good one for him, and eventually, and Jacob Smith, perhaps, that sort of thing. But he should just work his way up slowly. Don't rush, no rush. Of course, my man, it's very exciting as a Malaysian, Shareza says, to watch our fellow boys and girls getting into the big leagues. Usually I just watch foreigners and root for them, but it's different supporting your own countrymen. Absolutely, Malaysia's really starting to have some big stars in one. Jojo, Riftin Mazdor last week looked really good, and I was saying he should have won a contract. Also, you've got Alif in the scene, the strawweight title scene in Muay Thai, and Jihin Radzuan is back next month, I believe. She's always in the mix, it seems, in atomweight MMA. Never too far away from putting herself in the title picture there, I think, with a win or two. So, yeah, Malaysia's starting to get some big stars in one, and I think that's only going to be good for one in Malaysia. And hopefully, Shareza, I hope there's an event in Malaysia this year. And if it is, I'm hoping you're there. Yeah, watching. I'll be there for sure. Presumably they'll go back to Axiata Arena. You tell me though, do you think if they announce a card there, do you think they could sell that one out in Kuala Lumpur? I mean, I think they could with those names I just talked about. But yeah, we have a couple other fights on the card as well. Vladimir Kuzmin, against Mohammad Bakbuti. I can discuss that one. I broke the news of that fight, actually, on Bangkok Post. Excuse me. Last weekend, featherweight Muay Thai. I don't know anything about Mohammad Bakbuti, I'll be honest. Other than he's from Iraq and he's a former national champion there. But, that's amateur level. This is a step up. I think he's got a couple of wins in Thailand. I don't know on what promotions. Kuzmin's a different kettle of fish, though. We know all about him. Featherweight is, I think, he's a bantamweight naturally, and he did miss weight a couple of times, but he made it last time with the help of Peter Miller, of course, conditioned nutrition. But, given this is a short notice fight, I think, he's probably said, I can't make bantamweight on 10 days notice or whatever it was, a week's notice. So, yeah. Featherweight it is. Honestly, don't have too much expectation for this fight. Sure, it'll be entertaining either way. But yeah, Bakbuti is completely unknown to me. But yeah, either way, looking forward to it. Carlo, the Bull, Bermina Ang against Marcos Aurelio. bantamweight MMA. Again, I don't know much about Marcos Aurelio. This is his debut in one. A young guy, I think 21 years old. We know about Carlo, of course. He's been around for a while in terms of won Friday fights and won. He's got a bunch of wins. He lost his last outing here. Second round submission to Elbek Alashov. He had won his last couple of fights before that, was building some momentum. One of Orgul Bataku's victims though as well. I think that was his debut after winning the contract, because he was steamrolling guys on Friday fights. Yeah, he had 6 wins or 5 or 6 wins and a bunch of finishes. Yeah, a couple knockouts, a couple subs. So still, if you're a Filipino fan, he's one to watch. But yeah, that is the whole card. I'm still waiting on Bokang Masunyane and Mohammad Siasarani for interviews here. Hopefully we'll get them soon. Like I said, within the next half hour. That would be ideal for me, for sure. Back to Shah Reza says there's new couple guys coming in. Sabri, and next up you have to watch out for Putra. All right, I will do. Thanks for telling me. Is this on one Friday fights or something like that? Yeah, I'll keep my eye out. Jihin has been immortalized as the girl stamp elbowed, anonymous one says. Yeah. It was that. I was there. I was cage side, Singapore, right in front of it. I think. For that, it was one of the. It was September 2022. I want to say. Yeah. I think Jihin did well to recover from that, and I think it went to decision stamp 1, but yeah, it was a nasty elbow, stamped her up to, and they're of course really good friends, training partners. After that, I think they became very close. Yeah, Jihin moved out there to Pattaya full time. Excuse me. She was, I think, still training in Malaysia at that point, but yeah, she's been in Pattaya now for a while, and yeah, I don't think she'd fight Stamp again in a hurry, but she may have to one day. She may have to if she wants the belt. If she has aspirations of gold, that'll be awkward though, wouldn't it? All right. Most definitely, we can fill up the arena, says Shareza. Fill it up with our boys and girls and make Ali versus Prajanchai at the main event with Jojo as co-main, Rifting on the card as well. Boom, you'll have a packed crowd. The arena will be rocking, I can promise you. We know how to do it. Yes, I've been there before when it's been rocking. You know, I've been there. That was my second ever one event, was in KL, yeah. July 2019, I think. Angela Lee was the main event against Michelle Nicolini, and it was a shock loss for her, actually. Angela was going up to strawweight again. You know, she had lost to Zhang Jingnan for the strawweight belt. I think they wanted to get her win at strawweight to get that rematch going, but she lost. And they ended up doing the rematch with Zhang at atomweight, and Angela won that in Tokyo. This is very early days for me as a one reporter back in the day. Just trying to remember who else was on that card, actually. Let me look. One championship, Angela Lee versus Nicolini. It had a silly event name, I remember. Masters of Destiny, that's it. No. Yeah, that was it. I'm trying to remember who's on that card. One Masters of Destiny. I bet there was a bunch of names. Yeah, here it is. I'll put it on screen. Why not? We can all enjoy it. Okay. Here it is. Yeah, they used to all have these funny names. Maybe she wasn't the main event, actually. Maybe it was Petrosian. It looks like it was Petrosian and what's his face rematch? Pet Moricott. Yeah. Sorry, I tell a lie. It wasn't a very interesting main event, I remember, because Pet Moricott had beaten Petrosian in the Grand Prix, which was a huge shock. But then Petrosian lost his mind about it. Chatri immediately ordered a rematch. This was like 2 months later. So, yeah, Giorgio won, ended up going on to win the tournament, the Grand Prix. And then Superbon did what he did to Giorgio. But Giorgio won a nice $1 million in that tournament. I think. Anyway, Bokang's here. We'll come back. Bokang, how are you?
Nick, how are you?
I'm good. All the better for seeing you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's always good to see you, man. How you been? How
Yeah.
things?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good. I'll be flying in tomorrow. I'll see you at the weigh-ins. How's
Okay.
everything going with the weight?
No, everything's well. I'm actually like half a pound of weight, so I'm hydrated and all that, so it's very good.
I was just talking before you came in about, the last fight you were up a division at flyweight. Obviously, it's a bit easier for you in terms of the weight cut, but do you feel? I feel, strawweight's more natural for you, especially in terms of height. Do you think this is where you should be, and you're happy to be back?
Oh yes, most likely. Fighting at flyweight, I had to bulk up and everything, so fighting at my natural weight was much easier, and obviously fighting guys my size makes it even much more easier, or it makes more sense.
Yes, Ryohei Kurosawa. What do you know about this guy? I've only seen his one fight on Friday Fights. I don't know too much, but I think he's a former Shuto champion in Japan. What do you make of him?
Yeah, so also just seeing only one fight of him, I really don't know much about him, but from the fight I've seen, he strikes from a distance, very explosive. I think it actually makes it a more exciting fight for the both of us.
Yeah, I'm just happy they still have a strawweight division, because it looked like for a while they were making all you guys go up to flyweight, and then I thought if Joshua beat Yuya in Japan, maybe they would just close that division down. But Yuya ended up beating Josh, and we still have strawweight. I'm really happy. Are you happy this division survived?
Yeah, I actually am, because I get to fight more guys my size, and it's obviously I'm glad that we've got Japanese fighters, because the most fighters I've fought at one championship are Japanese fighters, so it's very nice to see that there's more fighters around.
Absolutely. Well, if you win this one, I was saying before you hopped on, yeah, maybe you win this fight and then we run that back with Jared Brooks finally. Is that still in your thoughts?
Yeah, that's still in my thoughts. I've made it in my division that I fight all the fighters in my division, and I feel like the one fighter that I still haven't fought yet is Joshua Pasio. So for me, I'd love to fight for them. I would like to make a statement on this fight in order to fight Joshua Pasio. But Jared Brooks, Mansoor, everyone else, they still in my thoughts. So I still would love to fight them too.
Yeah, I was talking as well about how you had the title shot with Pasio locked up, and then COVID happened, got in the way. Eventually, you took the fight with Jared, and then you missed your shot at the gold. Does that still haunt you? Do you still wish you had waited for Josh, or they've been able to make that fight?
Yeah, so look, for me, I'm happy, or not happy, but I'm fine with the fact that Jared Brooks got the title shot or beat me towards it, because the goal for me was to always fight everyone to show that I am the best fighter. And it was just unfortunate. But I believe that I'm still the fighter to be seen to fight against Joshua Pasio. I think my fighting style and Pasio's fighting style is much more entertaining than all the other guys he's fought. So I think I'm still very relevant to fight Joshua.
Yeah, Mansoor, I think, wants that fight as well. He obviously choked out Jared Brooks, but it was at flyweight. Do you think that he should get the next shot, even though it was a different division, because both guys are strawweights, shall we say? Or do you think he needs to come and get a win at strawweight, maybe against you?
Yeah, I still think so. I think he still needs to maybe even have one more win at strawweight, because the last fight he's fought at strawweight was against me, and fighting against me still didn't make weight, and so technically, uh, I'm still uh, I'm still the one to be able to fight Joshua Pasha for the title shot, because I still make weight and I still make hydration.
Yeah, it was a tough fight, that one. I wouldn't mind seeing it run back. I know your team, the boys, all thought that you did enough to get the decision. Is that still how you guys feel?
Yeah, that's how yeah, that took my loss, and that's what it is. So that means for me, I have to step it up again. So doesn't matter for me, but I'll still wanna fight for the title shot either way. Sometimes you lose, you don't want to make excuses of losing or anything. Even though I felt like I had won that fight, at the end of the day, on papers, it shows this is a redemption fight.
Well, we'll see what happens. I want to ask you, were you shocked to see Mansour do that to Jared as well? I mean, I think I was.
Honestly, I wasn't shocked, because preparing for Mansour, I knew he's very good at that joke. If you actually watch his few other fights out of the promotion and everywhere else, he's very good at that submission. And I'm surprised that Jared Brooks was not aware of that, because, like, in my fights, I make sure that I don't get into position with Mansour. So I was very surprised. And Jared Brooks is one of the guys that actually studies fights very well. I think he made a mistake of not studying his older fights too.
What do you think's going wrong with Jared? You know him better than most. You shared the ring with him, and I know you speak as well with him sometimes. He's definitely in a bit of a funk. Do you think he can get out of it? What's going on? Is it mental more than physical?
Yeah, look, the margins in the sports are very small. There can be something that's happening outside the sport itself that can change how the fighter fights inside the ring. So I think he might be maybe going through something at home or wherever, which also might affect the way he performs in the ring. So yeah, so I know he'll bounce back. He's been a world champion before, and world champions do have the ability of bouncing back, and I pray for him that he does.
How are you feeling outside the ring? Are you still in good spirits? You always seem to be when I catch up, but are you all good?
Yes, I feel good. I feel like I'm even in a better space. I try to make as much possible in my life outside of the ring in order for me to come into the ring and perform. And usually, how I feel at home and everything, I try to leave it there, but it also it plays a bit of a effect also fighting into the ring.
It looks like you got a new hairstyle as well. Talk us through that one.
The Dragon Ball Z. Oh yes, I went for the Goku Dragon Ball Z theme, and so I went Super Saiyan now. So I'm going into a fight as a Super Saiyan, so I'm excited about that.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but I know a lot of people
Uh,
love it. So I think I
yes,
know what you're talking about. But
yeah, I'm a very big fan of it, so I thought I might as well just try it out and go out into a fight as doing something that I love doing.
is it yellow? I can't see because of the light. It's not. The light's a bit bright,
Yes,
but it looks like you've dyed it yellow. Oh yeah, okay.
yes, I dyed it yellow. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, it looks good. I used to dye my hair yellow as well. Didn't look as good as that. Yeah, I was a natural blonde as a baby, but then it became a bit darker.
Yeah,
But maybe I'll dye it one day. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. Yeah, man. Just good luck for
Yeah.
the fight, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Sorry.
so much. I really
Yeah, I know.
appreciate talking to you.
Yes, sir. The connection's been a bit bad. Sorry for. I don't know if you can see me clearly and hear me. It's been a bit in and out, but we'll have a proper catch up tomorrow after the weigh-ins. Yeah.
Okay, that'll be lovely. It's always good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bokang, and yeah, all the best. All right, that is the little giant Bokang Masunyane. Always a pleasure to speak to him, and I think that's it. I hear that Mohammed might be a bit late, so I may have to cut him out. Sorry, Mohammad Siasarani. I'm just checking in with Fi. What time do you think Mohammed will be? Because I can't wait around too long. I have to get off to my driving lesson again. Had one yesterday. Have another one. Taking my test in a couple weeks here. Not confident that I'm going to pass, to be honest. So pray for me. Yeah, I haven't driven for 20 years. You know, I failed twice when I was 18, and I never really bothered again. Don't like it, to be honest. But yeah, I thought I'd give it another go here now. But it's tough, with a baby. Just I don't get the most sleep all the time, so I'm not at my best. I think it's fair to say. So we'll see if I pass. I don't know when Siasarani will come in. I'm just trying to check in with Fi. I will hang around for another 5-10 minutes or so to see if he can make it. If it's going to be a long wait, I will have to end it early. Apologies if you all were waiting to see Mohammad Siasarani here. But yeah, it's always good to catch up with Bokang. I love that guy, and his team are very fun as well. Looking forward to seeing them. This time it'll be more different, like an English crowd minus the booze. Shahriza says, talking about KL again. Yeah, I remember it was like really lively there, but there's like no concessions. Yeah, like no food or what have you around the arena, which is always a bit. I always like to just go and get something, some junk or whatever, before, after, during the show, but nothing there. Hopefully they've got something this time. My favorite is always the Mall of Asia Arena. It has some cool stuff there, and Denver, actually, the Ball Arena had some great concessions, but that's America. You'd expect it's like an NBA arena. Singapore is pretty terrible. The Singapore Indoor Stadium has like a popcorn stand when you come in, and they have like a hot dog, popcorn, microwave stuff. Not great. What else has good stuff? Lumpini's pretty bad. Not gonna lie, they've got popcorn outside, and they got some cool things. It's like a canteen with like a lot of really good traditional Thai stuff, if you like that. If you want your Western food, it's a little bit more difficult. Impact Arena, I feel like, has nothing, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's not always a given at the One Championship events, but Japan had some cool stuff last time out. I always check these things out when I'm there, but I don't think I actually bought anything last time. I was so busy, and I ended up having a sandwich in the media room. They made some sandwiches for us, which is always nice. Yeah, usually that's what I have to settle for. Actually, Japan always has really good food for the media, as you'd expect. Yeah, I remember one time they had these bento boxes when I was first covering one in 2019, and Gary Tonin was all over that bento box. I remember. I think that was the October show. He just was standing there with a box, going to town on it. because his team were asking like, "You want to go get some food?" He's like, "I don't need it. I got this." It was a very good bento box. Did one find an opponent for Jojo yet? Uzuki-san, I think I said earlier, no, not yet. Apologies. Recommend the oil shake, says Vegan Crane. I don't know which country has the oil shake, but it sounds a bit weird. Is that a joke? Oil shake? I don't know. Anyway, let me see. I think I may leave it. Yeah, I may leave it out, but we'll hang around for 5 minutes. Yeah, that was One Fight Night 39 Media Day. I hope you enjoyed it. Some good interviews there. Always tough with the connection. I'm sorry. Hopefully my end was good, but the Thai Wi-Fi there in the hotel wasn't too hot. It never is. Yeah, it's a bit better. Sometimes it's okay when you connect to the they're in a conference room. I think if you connect directly to the conference room media, it's better than general hotel Wi-Fi, but it's sometimes a bit fussy. Either way, here you go. All right, we do have Siasarani. I think he's coming in 10 minutes. Thai media will do him first. I think that should be okay for me. I'm just double checking, but I need to check when the boat is to Central. Okay, 1:10, then 1:40. Yeah, I can hang around for that. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. So hold tight for Mohammad Siasarani. We'll have him in, about 10 minutes. So I don't know what we're going to talk about actually between us for 10 minutes because I'm out of fights to talk about from this card. I'm out of news to talk about. I'm out of everything else. So if you have anything you want to discuss in the chat, it helps me. Please throw something in because we're about to hit 2 hours, which is usually longer than I go. Normally I'm like, I used to do these 1.5 hours, but you can hear my voice is probably starting to die here. Yeah, I've been keeping the shows a bit shorter for you guys lately, 40 minutes, more frequent shows, but shorter nonetheless. So I'm begging you guys, give me some topics to talk about. Otherwise, you're going to hear me waffle on like this for another 10 minutes. Maybe we can look at what's coming up in February's Fight Night show. Oh, yeah, we'll go back to Masters of Destiny. That's what I was going to look at before Bokang came in. So it's interesting to me who was on this card. Just looking back, it was my second ever one event. Ev Ting against Daichi Abe. Ev Ting won. That was actually a really good fight. I remember, I think Ev got knocked down a couple times. Then he came back to win it. Submitted Abe. It was actually, a good fight. I don't think we saw. Yeah, we never saw Ev. So we never saw Abe again. Ev Ting was a weird one. I thought he would get more fights. He just kind of fizzled out with one. He lost a split decision to Amir Khan later that year, but that was it. They never brought him back. I remember he messaged me when we were talking on message, and he was very frustrated. I was surprised. Yeah, surprised he was never involved again. I thought he was exciting. Yeah, he had a 50-50 record, I think, in his last 6 fights. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. But yeah, he won some, he lost some. That's the way he was. He always put on exciting fights. He lost to Folayang, beat Ariel Sexton. That's a good win. Yeah, surprised. He lost to Marat Gafurov. Yeah, always fought some of the big names. So I remember sitting on the bus with him back from Axiata Arena, actually. We were talking after that fight. It was very funny. Who else was on it? Gudash Mangat. I remember him. Don't remember that fight against Abro Fernandez. Jihin against Jomari Torres. I remember that fight. First round sub for Jihin. I think she was just a different class to her opponent. Yeah, Jomari lost. Did not have a great record. She started off with 3 wins in one way back when, but it was something like 6 losses in a row by the end. To some of the big names though, Ritu Fogat, Jenny Huang was a no contest. Jihin, she lost to Lin Hashin, Rei Yamaguchi, Priscilla Hertati Lumbangal. Wow, what a walk down memory lane this is. Troy Worthen, I remember him against Chen Rui. Good win for Troy. He ultimately, I remember his loss to John Lineker. It's weird. He started off his career really well, 3-0. He was sort of like a US star for them, but then ended up losing 3 in a row. 2 of them finishes. Yeah. Not ideal. I think he got released or he left during the pandemic. Don't know what he's been up to since then. Troy Worthen. That's a real name. Down memory lane. Yeah, like I said. Tapology. The pretty boy, Troy Worthen. They were quite high on him, I remember at one point. Just didn't work out. I think he was training at Evolve in Singapore. It's a shame. It looks like he hasn't competed much since then. Since he left one, he's had 1 fight in March 2024, a couple years ago nearly, in Karate Combat, lost by rear naked choke. Don't know if he's still fighting, what's going on. So let me know if you know anything of Troy, pretty boy, Worthen. But yes, what else was on this card? Hiroki Akimoto. I didn't even realize Akimoto was on this card. Beat Kenny Say. Janet Todd was on it. That's a surprise. Don't remember that. Daesung Park as well. I don't remember that. Alexei Toivonen, I remember him against Akihiro Fujisawa. Mohammed bin Mahmoud, I don't remember this fight at all. Yeah, this card really just I'm half blanking on it. Adrian Mateus was on it, didn't realize. I remember B Nguyen on it. Yeah, I interviewed her there. She lost that fight. It was a bit of a robbery, I remember correctly. Bozena Antonia, I don't think we ever saw her again. Do not remember these fights. Josh Tonner, I think I remember that opener. Love Josh. Yeah, well, I think, it's fair to say one has upped the level a bit since then. That card seems really, really thin on the surface. But, one used to kind of put on 2 big arena events every month. So some of them probably had lower budgets than others. But I think definitely the level of fights you see now and competition are much higher. They did have some good top-end MMA and, of course, the top-end kickboxing and Muay Thai always. But, yeah, I think across the board now, much higher level. Whereas Lin Hashin, Vegan Crane says, she's been out since Hirata. Yeah, where has she been? I remember you asking me about her a few times. Lin Hashin. I don't know. She was quite a reliable name for them for a long time. But yeah, I think it's been a couple years now at least. Yeah, Denise Sambawanga, she fought December 2022, lost a split decision. Unanimous decision to Itsuki. Yeah, I don't think she's coming back. If she hasn't fought in 3 years, definitely not. It's a shame. I did like her. All right. If you're just tuning in now, we're just hanging on to interview Mohammad Siasarani quickly. He is speaking to the Thai media now. I will have a quick chat with him about his return to action. Sorry, just stretching. It's been 2 hours, been a long live stream. I hope you're still with me. Anyone who's been watching from the beginning, I appreciate. We've crashed out 7 interviews, I think. We've got one more, Mohammad Siasarani, who, of course, won his contract in December by knocking out Joe Natlawat in the second round. And I spoke to him backstage. He was calling for title shots and things like that. And he was hoping to fight in Qatar. I think this one just fell in his lap. Yeah, it's a very short notice fight. I think they needed to flesh out the card a little bit. They lost a couple fights, Jojo and Klemenko and Lucas Gabriel versus Dayakaev. So needs must sometimes. And yeah, they got Siasarani against Pedro Dantas, which is a bit of a weird one. I'll be honest. I've said it a couple times already in terms of this is an MMA guy, I believe. But maybe Pedro is going to show us something we don't know against Siasarani. I'm hoping to interview him about it. But yeah, I'm not sure if Siasarani thought he'd be back so soon. He was seemingly on a little break. I saw some videos of him enjoying himself at the beach with Rod Tang, and maybe not the beach. It was somewhere there, probably in Pattaya, but yeah, Rod Tang was there, and Pototo, and presumably Sinsamut, and Nabil, Jonas. Yeah, a whole bunch of them were there, chilling out, having fun, having a good time. So it was. I don't know, yeah, if his celebrations were cut short to come back to action. I feel like he probably took this fight. He probably wouldn't have taken anything too high level, because he talked to me after that win over Joe, saying, before he went on this 4-fight win streak, he was out for a while. He made some mistakes, and then taking these fights against Shadow and Kunsuak maybe weren't the best ideas, especially I think the second one, Kunsuak, he took on 1 day's notice when Sami Sana, his teammate, couldn't make it. Ended up losing a decision after a knockdown he felt was more about him losing his balance. So yeah, it would be a risk for him after coming back, putting his career back together, getting 4 wins, getting the contract, to take something short notice again like that, unless he was pretty confident he's going to get a win. So I imagine when you get offered an MMA fighter in Aiden's just said mic's not connected. Is that correct? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I felt like I'm on. It's telling me I'm on anyway. So hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, okay, we're back. Sorry if it cut out. Apologies. But yeah, I feel if you're Siasarani, think featherweight kickboxing fight against an MMA guy. Yeah, I'm probably going to win that fight. So let's see. It's hopefully not going to be a horrendous mismatch. I think one don't really book those. There have been a few over the years, but usually they're pretty good at doing their homework to ensure we get, quality matchup, and someone's not going to be completely outclassed in the ring there. Obviously, you do get upsets or like quick wins for people, but you don't want to have an unfair fight on paper, at least. So I am surprised they made the fight, but it's something hopefully they've looked into enough and are convinced that Pedro Dantas has enough of a kickboxing background to justify throwing him in there with a guy who, has done really well. He's not naturally a kickboxer either. He's a Muay Thai guy, but he's done amazing in kickboxing. He's beaten Lu Mengyang. He's beaten Kaito, who was a shootbox. No, sorry. Oh, that was loud. Oh, Fi, do you want to be on camera? You don't want to be on camera.
No.
I'll take you out. You message me if you want. Hopefully, Siasarani is coming in soon, but I think Fi is going to bring Mohammed over to speak to us. Yes. Sorry to put put her on blast there. But you've seen Fi a few times doing my interviews. So normally she's on screen anyway. But yeah, we'll leave her out for now. I can't remember what I was saying. Siasarani. Yeah, he's got a good kickboxing pedigree, right? He's fought Kaito, who was a knockout champ. That's it, not a shoot box. Obviously, Kaito was going to fight Marat Grigorian in Japan, in Tokyo, not too long ago. So that was a very good win for Mohammad. But yeah, maybe they've weighed that up and said, yeah, he's not naturally a kickboxer. So two guys who aren't naturally kickboxers. Anyway, here he is.
Hi, brother.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, brother. I'm amazing. Yeah, you doing?
I'm good, yeah. Thanks for speaking to us. And I didn't think I'd see you so soon. When I spoke to you in December, I thought it'd be a few months, but you're back 1 month
Yeah,
later.
I thought it's gonna be later, but I'm so happy that I'm here earlier. I'm so much happy.
What happened? Because I think this fight only got signed about 10 days ago. How did it happen?
Exactly. So, after my last fight, I've been going out a bit, but I directly after 1 week I start training. I mean, slowly, not hard training. I just go to the gym, do some sweat, and that just 10 days before, my manager Mehdi asked me, "So do you want to fight?" They asked me fight first with the Lucky Lucy.
Oh wow,
Luke
Lacy. Yeah.
So they're supposed to fight with him, and I said okay. And I don't know why this fight not confirmed. And then, so they was looking another opponent to fight with me, and okay, I'm now gonna fight with this Brazilian guy.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about that, because I've seen Pedro Dantas fight before, but it was MMA, and I thought he's an MMA guy. He's 6-1 in MMA. I didn't know he's a kickboxer. What's happening there? Is he got kickboxing background? Did they tell you about that?
Honestly, I have no idea. I just see one of his kickboxing fight in one. I just saw one of his MMA fight in one, and unfortunately, I didn't see any striking to it. It was just on the ground. Yeah, so I have really no idea.
So you must be confident of victory, because yeah, he fought in MMA, but he was trying to submit his opponent. He wasn't even trying to knock him out. You must think you're confident here of a victory.
Honestly, yes, I am confident for a victory, but honestly, I also have a little bit of stress because he have nothing to lose, but I have many things to lose when I fight with him. So sometimes it's more pressure when you fight with the guys like that.
Yeah, I was just saying as well, last time we spoke, you talked to me about how you had to rebuild your career after, leaving one briefly and then having the 2 fights against Shadow and Kunsuek, right? So you were very careful about who you fought, and now you're taking a big risk again, like you say.
All of my fight is risking, and I think all of my fight with a very good fighter, and I had only 2 fights that they don't have a name. My last fight with the Polish guy, it was that was a hard fight for me. It was no name, but it's hard, but hopefully this one is gonna be easy.
Yeah, and like you say, you have fought some really big names. Do you think you deserve an easy fight now for once? Normally you're taking on these legends, big names, right?
Yeah, it's never can say easy, but yes, I think hopefully it's gonna be easy.
And if you get the win, are you still looking to compete in Qatar or somewhere else? I know you told me last time you didn't want to fight in Lumpini again, but here you are.
I really want to fight in Japan, bro.
You want to fight in Japan?
Yeah, I really wish that I fight there.
What do you think? You and Lu Mengyang, I know you said no last time, but has your mind changed on that?
If they give me him, I'm okay anytime. But I really have no interest for this guy. But if they tell me fight, why not?
What do you think? Because we've got Shadow against Nico Carrillo interim bout. Where do you think you fall in the the picture for featherweight Muay Thai, or is it kickboxing title you're looking at first?
I'm looking at the kickboxing title for first, but also Muay Thai, I'm looking at it too. And about Shadow and Nico, so both of them, they are really good fighters. But I go with Shadow.
Okay.
Shadow is really tough.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I saw you were having a good time as well with some of the guys down in was it Pattaya? You was Rodtang and
Yes,
Pototo.
it was in Bangkok, in
Bangkok.
Rotang House.
Oh wow! So were you on holiday or something, and then you got the call to come and fight?
You know, exactly when I was on the way to going Rotang home, and I get a call that I have a fight. So, and also I was excited to go see him. I didn't know, so I should now go back home and train, or I go. But I was on the way already, so I go. It was my last day of enjoying, and it was really good. I appreciate the Rotang, and I'll be back and we start training and ready now.
You didn't get to eat as much as you want, I imagine.
I did eat as much as I
I saw you singing on the karaoke.
Yes. I didn't know how to sing, but I tried.
Are you going to sing again if you win in the ring? You're going to get on the mic, give us another song.
Hopefully, when I win, I'm going to dance for you also.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Mohammad Siasarani, for speaking to us. Good luck for the fight. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be there at the weigh-in, so you can catch up.
I appreciate
then.
it.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, bro. See you, bro. All right, that is it. That was Mohammad Siasarani, and that is the whole event. Now, sorry, the whole card we've done. Well, whoever I had on the card, we have now finished our list of interviews. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm gonna get out of here because we are now 2 hours 16 minutes. That's a long show. I need to get ready to head out of my house, get to the driving lesson. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the One Fight Night 39 weigh-ins. I'm sure there will be some drama. There always is. But yes, especially first event back after Christmas. Might be a few people who celebrated too hard like me, put on some pounds, a few extra turkey sandwiches. So I'm pretty sure we'll have some misses tomorrow at the weigh-in. So tune in. I'll have stuff on my social media and bangkokpost.com articles. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. See you then.